Uh, Hold on. Hi everybody. Hello. Yes. Sorry, I got late a little bit. I was I wasn't feeling too well, so there's something going on. But yeah, sorry for the late. Yeah. Let me just make sure everything's all good. Again, definitely tell me if the music is good, if my voice is loud enough and stuff. And I'll change it before the live stream starts. And also, if you're watching this later, everything I talked about will be timestamped in the description and in the comments. And if you want to ask me any questions, this is also a Q&A stream, so feel free to ask me any questions. And also, if you miss this live stream, you can always ask me questions in the comments and in our Discord. Alright, so let me go on my own live stream to see if everything is good. So yeah, apologize. Yeah, give me 1 second. Let me just double check. Alright. I seems everything is good. Alright, let me show myself real quick. Hello, Pride. Hello, welcome. Snake, welcome. Vak, welcome. Alright, so just like the just like the title said, today we'll be going over mainly Justice Magenta as well as Happy New Year, I forgot to say Happy New Year, Happy Little Bunny New Year, Happy Bunny New Year. Hey, hello, welcome. Oh, and definitely share this stream with other people who might be interested as well. So, alright, so let's so what should we do first? Yeah. So yeah, everything I talked about. Oh yeah, so we'll be going over Justice Magenta as well as Masahiro. You know what? To see if the just to see if the pack is worth it or not. Just overall, just breaking down the pilots and the mecha in detail. So yeah, it's time. Yeah, Dragon TM. Hello. Yeah, hello. Welcome. Konbanwa. Welcome, Alison. Welcome. Alright, so since we're just waiting for more people, since we're just waiting for more people for now, let me just talk about some news real quick. Alright, hold on 1 second. So Pilot Awaken is finally coming. Yeah, Pilot Awaken is finally coming, so definitely stay tuned on that. For example, this one is Becca's. I believe 2 more are coming. The other one is Slowkai. The other one, I think it might be, I don't know who the last one is, but yeah, just as Slowkai and Becca, or Slowkai and Becca seems to be coming. So yeah, and also the staff won't be available until the 28th. So if you have any technical difficulties, definitely just know that the staff won't respond to you until it is 28th. So yeah, that's should be it on the news. So yeah, edit the car. Yeah, we'll see. Alright, anything else? Yeah, let me just double check if there's any news. Oh yeah, hold on. Let me So if you want to know more about Pilot Awaken, right? If you want to know more about Pilot Awaken, you can just scroll down here. I have a playlist that is the Pilot Awakening as well. You can see the Becca's one and the Slowkai one. I also talk about the others in my live stream. Those might be a bit hard to find, but I will try to make a video on each of the one that I had. So and what else? Oh, and of course, if you want a quick guide or if you want a basic guide on Masahiro, the pilot as well as the mecha, you can use my guide over here, the Justice Magenta build guide and Masahiro review. So alright, so now let's get into that should be all of the news now. You can check if we'll have blue shield or not. I could, but I do need to awaken it first. So I checked all the one that I have. It doesn't seem like any of the one that I have awakened are that. So yeah. Alright, let's go into Iron Saga. So how are you guys or for those who already got it, right, from the roulette, how do you guys feel about Justice Magenta? I'm pretty sure it'll be pretty OP, like or beyond pretty OP in EM meta, right? Because holy crap, Justice Magenta actually came super fast in comparison to other units and other pilots. So yeah, Justice Magenta really I'm honestly, like even my guy, I'm pretty surprised that Justice Magenta came so early as well. So alright, well let me see how many people are there right now. There are 10 people. Alright, let's start then. Alright, so Anyone in the whole meta stuff. I don't think it's gonna be edited, because if it's edited, then that's gonna be too insane. Yeah, it's gonna be insane. Hold on, let me make the music to repeat. There you go. Can I buy Masahiro store or not? Okay, since you asked, I'm probably gonna talk about it now. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna start with the pilot first, and then I'm gonna talk about the mecha. So let's start with happy New Year. Yeah, happy New Year. Shaolin. Yeah, happy New Year. So let's talk about the mecha, or let's talk about the pilot first. So the pilot Masahiro, the pack. You don't for $20 or for 20 USD, you don't just get the pilot. You also get some gems as well as its gift and a special post and a special frame. So, do I think it's worth it or not? Yes, mainly because you also get the other stuff. Like if you're just getting the pilot, like if you're getting the pilot just for him, then I don't really think it's worth it. But since you do get some gems as well as I guess the frame, because the frame is also limited as well, kind of, I do think it's a little bit worth it compared to, if you're just getting the pilot, such as like, this as well, I guess. So, wait, no. That's not a pilot, yeah. Actually, I don't know, you also get gem for this one, so I don't know if it's really worth it or not, but yeah, overall, I think it's worth it, yeah, I think it's worth it, mainly because Masahiro, is not bad of a pilot, so. Alright, so let's get into should I pull one copy of I don't know if I should spend some money. Yeah, I think you should, because Magenta is really it's really worth it. Yeah, it's really worth it. Yeah, 7-star. Yeah, 7-star. If you can get to 7-star, that would be great. But yeah, I do suggest you do. Yeah, Magenta just Magenta is ahead of its time, especially for EN. So yeah. Alright, so Masahiro Inoue, or I don't know how to pronounce his name, like Inoue, I think. I don't know, but yeah, Masahiro Inoue. So overall, I don't know how I should start. So this pilot works for both PvP and PvE, which I'll get into why when I talk about his skills. It is also extremely not picky about what mecha that it is using, as long as it's as long as it's not like even if you use it as a support, it might even work as a support. So it is really a pilot that doesn't really care what you put it on. So which is also a really good thing for a new player. Like if you're a new player and you want a good pilot, then you can get this one, and you immediately get a good pilot that is on par, not top tier, but on par with what people use today. So. And alright, now let's start with his first one. So skill replication. Nothing too special about this. This one you just copy one of your allies. It copies from both allies, and which is not good. Or even it's basically Cynthia's AS, but because it couldn't be used infinitely, it's a bit of it's a bit basic, right? It's a bit basic. It's not nothing special. If you do copy a really good one, then for sure it'll be great. Like if you copy Linda's AS, if you copy Wood's AS, like those AS, if you do copy them, it'll be great. But because most of the time that you're using this pilot, there's either 5 or 8 pilot on the field, and a lot of the modern mecha or a lot of the modern pilots doesn't really have good AS, so this skill might fall short. But this means this skill can be the skill that can be skipping and not max out when you're when you're leveling up this pilot. So which most of the time passive is the most important part of the mecha. So. Alright, so second skill. So starting with the second skill, this is where it gets extremely interesting and potentially very, very powerful. So an ordinary passerby is a reference to Dice line in I believe Kamen Riders. So when dealing, so basically I don't want to read what it really says, but just basically when you're not taking damage or when you're not dealing damage, you will have a minus 46% final damage. Your final damage received will be minus by 46%. Again, it doesn't increase your final defense. It minus your final damage. So whatever the final damage, so whatever damage that deal to you, that is the final damage. It'll be reduced. So basically you just get half damage. Yeah, basically this pilot will just take half damage from pretty much anything, especially when it's not getting damaged. But the thing is, if you pay attention to today's meta, right, or if you pay attention to today's mecha, you will know that most mecha nowadays doesn't need, or most mecha nowadays have iframes when they're attacking. Therefore, you won't really take damage when you are dealing damage. So that means almost 100% of the time when Masahiro is taking damage, it will have the half off, like it will have this minus 46% on. Therefore, that means most of the time it will be taking half damage from any attacks, because again, it says the effect will be negated for a short time after, upon dealing damage. This short time is 1 second. So that means everything in the game will only have a 1 second window on dealing maximum damage to you. If they don't, then it's like it's just a half off. Like it just half off on anything that the enemy does. So it's extremely OP. It's extremely OP skill, especially in today's meta. In PvP. In PvE, this skill is also good. However, in PvP nowadays, defense doesn't really matter anymore. Since most of the time you can kill, your target much faster before you take any damage. And plus, most of the time you probably don't want to put Masahiro on a tank. So this skill wouldn't really matter in PvE as much. In a high level, of course. In a lower level, of course, it'll be pretty good because it'll also have everything, or have every damage in PvE as well. So overall, amazing skill, one of a kind, and I don't think this skill can be replicated soon, because this is a paid pilot, so there is something that is special about it. So overall, pretty great. And now we have Ponymath. Okay, so the pilot stat increased by 20%, and of course every 20 second replicate. So basically, it will just it will just gain one of passive skill from the enemies. So this skill is a skill that the stronger that the enemy is, the stronger this skill will be. So for example, if all the opponents are using people such as Hydra, is using Moray, is using the Black Knight, or is using Awakened pilots, then this skill will be pretty amazing, because this skill every 20 seconds you can just take one of them. You can only do it twice, but still taking 2 skills from those OP pilots is already pretty broken. And plus, it's still passive. That means that because most passive now are what is really strong about the pilots. Most of the time you don't want to really skip pilots, and most pilots nowadays, the AS are what's like bad about them. So stealing the passive from strong pilots can really make this can really change, or of course it depends on when you steal. If you do steal a really strong one, it can really change the tide of the battle. And just pretty OP. Just pretty OP. I don't really know what else to say. So but the thing is, at the same time, if your opponents are using bad pilots, such as like, for example, if you're in a lower rank arena, right? You just got this unit and you're using the skills. Sometimes you may be copying something that is more suspicious, I guess. Yeah, some skill that is not as good, making it well, it won't be a detriment to it, but it won't be as effective. So, and for the first skill, right, the pilot stat increased by 20%. That is not as bad as what people might think, because if you think about it, because pilot stat translate to damage, or I think final damage as well. Final damage, defense, the overall defense, as well as just your evasive skill, and just basically evasive skill, and of course just the damage overall for your both range and melee. And just having this 20% status increase, this can really this can really be a huge boost to your damage output, especially in PvE. So this skill is really great, yeah. And this skill can potentially put the stats, near the stats that is like the future pilots awakens, because the future pilots awakens, some of the stats can go up to like 1000 something, and this skill might be here to just kind of like compensate with that, so making it kind of on par, at least in terms of stats. with those new awakened pilots. So, but overall, not bad as well. Definitely not a skill that you want to skip in, and of course, the second skill is also not one that you want to skip in as well. So, and now for the last skill, Destroyer. This one is very unique. And it can be really powerful in both PvP and PvE as well. So, once every 5 seconds, apply additional damage to self-attack, and extend the actual CD of the target by 3%. So, one of the keywords is it extends. Yeah, it extends the action CD. It doesn't lower it, or it doesn't increase it. How do you say it? So basically, unlike the light hammers, where it were like where it was kind of just like decrease the time, or like where it would just take away the amount of action skill that is charged. What this action do is it will slow down the whole action to a point where say if action is 10 seconds, right? And when it get hit by this skill, it'll be 10.0.3 seconds. It might not seem like a lot, but as the battle drags on and on and on, these small numbers will slowly add up until to a point where, especially if you're using like a very long action, it can take like 40 seconds to 50 seconds for you to even use for the enemy to even use their the actions again, and make them able to spam their actions less and less, basically making them to do less damage and less iframes. And by that point, if you couldn't out spam your opponents on your actions, then you pretty much are at a disadvantage. If not, you'll just straight up lose. Especially if if the mecha that you're using can spam more actions and spam more iframes. So overall, this skill is pretty OP in both PvP and PvE, because in PvE you can use this to extend the boss's action cooldowns, to make him use less actions, to kind of just lock the. It couldn't lock the boss right away, but as time goes on, it can make your boss move, I guess, less and less, and to have to be exposed to more attack more and more. So, and in PvP is also pretty good, but you do need to be, or in 4v4, right? In 4v4, if he's attacking 4 different pilots or 4 different mecha at once and dealing damage to 4 mecha at once, then the effect might not be too apparent after the battle ended. But if you're using this in 2v2 or even 1v1s, 1v1 might be a bit too short for it, but if you're using this in 2v2s, right, slowly it can kind of just like make one of your opponents to be kind of, or if you can keep him in a 1v1 situation in a 2v2, then whoever his target is might get slower and slower on his action recharge, and just kind of like locking him down and just making their opponents not be able to play their game anymore. So overall, just extremely unique and extremely powerful. So extremely powerful skill. It might not seem like, I think a lot of thing about this pilot is, a lot of thing that when you look at it, it might not seem that strong. Like even with the second skill, it might not seem like so whenever you deal damage, it will not be that will take the most damage. So how is that supposed to be good, right? So a lot of people might think that, or it might not seem as good when you first look at it, but when you really, I guess, when you do look deep into it, this pilot can be pretty powerful and be pretty unique in most situations. So overall, I do think it's worth it, especially if you're missing, or especially if you need pilots for PvP and PvE mode. Like if you need the additional pilots for 12v12, then this will be a really good pilot to get. If you need more pilots in PvE, then this pilot is also good to get. So yeah, like the only reason why you might not want to get it is because if you don't know who he is, and if you already have good pilots for pretty much for all PvP modes and PvE modes. If you already have good pilots, then this pilot might not be worth $20 just to get it. Yeah, I guess, yeah. I do think if you do like this pilot, or if you do like this person, I don't know, like if you're a fan of him, then I do think it's really worth it, because you will not really regret getting him, because he is just a good pilot. Like, I don't regret getting him, even though I don't use him, because he just kind of like here, like if I do need to use him in like Odyssey, in modes where I need more pilots, which GT is slowly adding more modes where it needs more pilots, then this pilot can be pretty useful. So yeah. So overall worth it. Yeah, overall worth it. I think. I don't really know. Yeah, some of the skill might not be as apparent as when you first see. So, like when you see his stats, or when you're testing him, you wonder, why this thing is not working well. You might need to not really rethink what it does, but you might need to look into his skill and kind of understand his skills to see how to build it might be better, or putting him in what modes might be better. So I don't know what I'm talking about. So yeah. And for the skill orders, I definitely suggest going for 2 first, because the skill just make you take half amount of damage when you're actually getting hit. So yeah, so 2, 3, 2, 3, or 2, 4, 3, 1. Yeah, 2, 4, 3, 1 is what I would suggest for both PvP and PvE. If you want to go min-max for PvE, so if you want to use this pilot exclusively for PvE, then I will prefer, or then I will suggest 3, 1. Actually, no, I'll suggest that 4, 3, 1. Yeah, 4, 3, 1, 2, because. Yeah, but the thing is, I don't really suggest doing that, because most of the time, if you have good pilots in PvP, most of the time you probably have good pilots in PvE, or if you have good pilots in PvP and you're not using him in PvP, then there's a high chance that you already have good PvE pilots. Therefore, I don't really suggest just building it for PvE, I guess. So, but yeah, that's what I suggest so far. What else? Is co-pilot skill is a bit like novice skill can be co-pilotable, which is understandable, because it is pretty powerful. Hold on. Let me double check. It's co-pilot slots, because I actually didn't look at it. No. So let me go into him. Where is he? Yeah, Masahiro Inoue, what does he have? He has everything, yeah, every single co-pilot slots. That's extremely perfect. So, again, I guess if you're a new player, right? If you're a new player and you're looking for a really strong good pilot, then this is honestly a perfect pilot for you. Because it's so customizable. You can make him into not any roles. Honestly, pretty much most role in the game, right? You can put on almost everything and it will work. So just highly customizable, very easy to build, because, you don't really need to build a pilot, you kind of build, the mecha that he's piloting on, but again, it's just a really good pilot on most mecha in the game. So, and of course, co-pilot really depends on your mecha as well, like your mecha as well, and also depending on if you're building this for pro PvP as well, just opens up for many, possibilities. So, yeah. So, alright, so that should be it for Masahiro. I hope I didn't talk too fast. I think I talked a bit too fast, but, again, if you want to ask me any question, just spam me then a live chat, so. I really hope I don't spoke too fast. What else? Alright, so, now, I guess let's get into Magenta Justice. I'm pretty sure not a lot of people are left after I just ramble on about Magenta Justice. After I just ramble on about the pilots. Oh, there's 16 people though. And 7 likes. Thank you so much for liking too. Thank you so much. Alright, so Magenta Justice. So this mecha, in contrary that is pilot, the Masahiro Inoue. In contrary that Masahiro is not top tier, Justice Magenta is the true top tier. Like, it's hard to describe it. I think this pilot should at least come at least like 1 or 2 months later in comparison to now, because holy crap, the thing it does is just, you don't even know why this is allowed, I guess. Yeah, similar to Himiko, but the thing is, when Himiko does come out, it was kind of like still kind of balanced, right? It's like, it is strong, it did take over the meta, but it is not as soon as when Magenta Justice came to EN. So anyway, I guess let's get it. Let's start talking about it. So hold on, let me drink some water real quick. I think most people are still watching. Yeah, thank you so much. I hope I don't talk too fast. If I do talk too fast, definitely tell me to slow down, and I will, I'll slow down. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, sorry, I just go drink some water. So let's start forming this basic info. So HP 6,500, very low into the standards. Pretty much every mecha now have at least like 7,000 or something close to 7,000, if not 8,000 straight up. So it having a low HP, the thing is, low HP isn't a bad thing, right? Low HP isn't a bad thing because you can pair this with pilots such as Hydra. If you pair this, because Hydra benefit on Hydra benefit on piloting mecha that have lower health, or that have the lower health in the in the team. So therefore, this can be a very perfect mecha for Hydra, especially since Ian doesn't have the wicked pilots yet. It can make Justice Magenta survive even more, as well as just kind of like synergize that with it. So. And its weight is 101. Actually, surprisingly heavy, I guess. I mean, it's not the heaviest. It's not on the heaviest. It's not on the heavier side, but based on its size, and its HP, it's actually pretty. Yeah, actually, I think it's actually pretty heavy for its for its size, I guess. Which is a good thing, because the heavier you are, the less likely that you'll be pushed around, the less likely you'll be pushing up and down and stuff. So overall, not too bad. Could be heavier, of course, but it might not be as accurate. So it's surprisingly slow though. It's surprisingly slow for its for what it looks. The thing is, in a battle, it looks extremely fast because of its action. So honestly, this doesn't really matter on this thing yet. Its speed doesn't really matter, but just know it is on the slower side if he does decide to just walk. But don't worry, pretty much everything it does just teleports around, so that doesn't really matter. Alright, so now what's of course, Firm Steel, low HP help, lower HP Firm Steel, or lower HP with Firm Steel is better. Yeah, that's true. So now for the chassis features. So chassis is what makes, well, one reason why Justice Magenta are so freaking broken. Actually, I'm gonna say Justice Magenta as JM now, because it's much simpler. So JM's chassis are, holy crap! How do you explain this? They have everything just stacked to the max, like the stats, the healings, the attacks, everything together. So first we have weapon action switching speed increased by 30%. This, again, some people might think that this might not be might not be too special, but the thing is, this is extremely powerful. Again, this is what determines how fast your units can use another actions after the next act, or after it just used an action. So by having this on, by having a reduced switching speed, you can chain from iframe to iframe much faster, dealing more DPS in PvE as well, because you you're constantly doing something. You're constantly doing damage. You're constantly switching attacks. And as well as just kind of say, yeah, it's just 30%, and 30% is huge too. Most of the most of the skill in game only at most adds about 15% or 20%. This thing should not give you 30%. Just completely it's just stacking it. It's stacked. It's completely stacked. So you can see. So if you ever wonder why Justin Magenta just kept on moving and just kept on shooting, kept on doing his action, a lot of part might be due to this because it doesn't really have room for the openings, I guess. Which this can play a good role, or this can play a good this can be also good with the Masahiro pilot as well, because his second skill, whenever he's not attacked or whenever he's not doing damage, it'll take half damage. So, well, actually I don't know, because this you'll be constantly spamming, so you'll not be doing any damage anyway. So yeah, honestly, yeah, it's just pretty OP. Well, but enough on this. So, and also upon entering battle, final damage dealt plus 1% for every 50 points of the sum of the pilot's melee and range stats. This skill is also pretty powerful because think about how many melee stats and range stats that they have on the pilots. Let's just give it, let's just go back to Masahiro, right? Its stats is about 700, 700, this is 800, just for a round up, right? 800, how much 50 is that? It's like 8, right? Yeah, I think, 80? Yeah, 80, actually, I don't know. My math is bad. No, yeah, hold on. 50, 16, yes. Yeah, 16, yeah, so 16 times 2, that's, if you're using Masahiro on Magenta Justice, that means you'll get a 32%, final damage dealt. That's insane. Again, that's purified, that's perfectism right there. 16, yeah. Combine both, right? Combine both together, that's just insane. Oh, also hold on. Why is my hold on. There you go. So yeah, 16%, well, 16% per, 16% per stat, like per melee stat and per range stat, yeah. Okay, yeah, so, again, I mean, 30%, 32% final damage dealt, that's a freaking ton. That's a freaking ton. Like, if you don't know what final damage is, final damage calculate after Firm Steel. So that means this anti-Firm Steals, as well as it will just do a huge amount of damage in PvE as well. Because in PvE, most of the time you will want to use pilots that does this, right? Most of the time you want to use pilots that that increase is where is it? Yeah, see, Perfectism. Most of the time you want to have this skill to increase your final damage, but Justin Magenta just sort of gives you it. It just gives you a 32%, and you can still stack it along with perfectionism for additional 32% final damage dealt. That is absolutely insane. And just like combine that speed guy and JM, how many damage increase? Yeah, it's what's it called? Actually, yeah, what's it called? The evasive and the defensive might not be count towards the stats. Yeah, only the range and melee. But okay, like if that freaking 4,000, the 4,000 can be counted as the stats onto the damage, then that will be insane. That would be too insane. So yeah, like M plus as well. So you can easily gain its final damage to like probably over 100% final damage. But by that point, which is the reason why you might see final just Magenta doing so much damage. A lot might be coming from this. Yeah, a lot might be coming from this chassis too. So. All right, so that is his first chassis. His first chassis is completely broken. Just make him guaranteed to be top tier in PvE. and it still is. Yeah, it still is top tier in PvE in in all servers. And yeah, in all servers it's still top tier in PvE. So and its second chassis just ensured it will be really good in PvP as well. So its second chassis, right? Oh yeah, thank you, yeah, thank you, Ka, yeah, thank you, Kasi, thank you. So its second chassis, at the end of every action, just mentions that teleport itself to a random place, deal AoE damage in addition to HP recovery. Upon the end of the fifth activation, upon the end of the fifth activation of this effect, boosts its attack and speed for the duration of the battle. I mean, just by reading this, you will just wonder, why is this allowed? Why are you adding more attack to it? You know, what is the, you know, why? You know, just why, right? This doesn't really explain a whole lot, but the stats about it, so basically, after the end of action, so over here, after the end of its abilities, every time it finishes doing that, it will teleport, well, to be honest, it doesn't really seem like a teleportation as an evade. It's more like a, yeah, kind of like how Ian said that, it's kind of like a movement, so, you know how your mecha will go, you know, will go from here to here, right? That teleport kind of just make you like move there that instantly, which is kind of teleporting as well. So it's not a random place. I think it's more of a, it will go where it is going, I guess, because if it does teleport to random places, it might not be that good, to be honest. So yeah, so but and also the AoE attack is pretty insane as well. It have about 5 hits, and in total it will deal you 7%. Yeah, it guaranteed to deal the enemy 7% HP. So yeah, doesn't matter how much health they have. If it get hit by this AoE, it will deal 7% HP onto him. How is this allowed, right? How is this allowed? Just by moving, it is already dealing almost 1/10 of the damage onto the enemy without even using any of its weapons, without even using any of his abilities. Well, it doesn't need to use ability to activate the skills, but why, right? Like why? So basically, after your action, it will immediately, you know, deal another 7% HP onto the enemy if they get hit by the, you know, by the AoE attack. How is this allowed, right? How is this allowed? And the HP recovery, that recovery recovered 10% HP. 10%, by the way. That is, I don't know what to say, because if you think about it, let's look at his abilities, right? All of them are super fast, and imagine every time after it finished using it, it will heal 10% HP. How is this allowed? That means if he do 10 actions, which is easily, they can do 10 actions easily, it will just gain back to full health again. So I don't know, man. I don't know why. Why is it why it is allowed. So yeah. Well, that's the first one, and of course, the second part. After the 5th time that it does this, it will boost its attack and speed. By the way, the attack and speed, or I don't know how much speed that increased, but the attack, it increased the attack by 60%. 60%, by the way. Why? 60% attack. What does that mean? That's 1.5 times the damage that you'll be doing onto the enemies. This just further. I mean, it gains attack, right? So it calculated before firm steal. But still, if in a PvE setting, additional 60% attack, that's freaking insane. That's, no boss is gonna survive this. No boss is gonna survive stacking 100% final damage as well as another 60% the attack on as well. So I don't know, man. It's just it's absolutely insane. But confusing, yeah. I don't know. Wait, hold on. Did I say something about did I say something wrong? But as far as I know, that that's how much it gains. So absolutely insanity. And if it also does give 60% speed, then that will explain the speed on the velocity. Because if you do get a 60% speed onto this velocity, then it will be extremely fast. So yeah, so absolutely broken chassis. The only thing that is missing are anti yeah, insane mecha and great mecha. Yeah, I'm just kind of like over exaggerating, or I'm just kind of like explaining why that detail. So yeah. Wait, what was I gonna say? I forgot what I was gonna say. Yeah, well, yeah. Oh, yeah. The only thing that is missing are cleansing, cleansing your own debuff. The thing is, most mecha doesn't really have it, so it's not really a downside. It's just, if it does have it, then it is completely perfect. Yeah, if it does have it, then it is perfect. But the thing is that would be way too broken. So, and plus, it's doing iframe anyway. It's doing everything. You see, everything it does is iframe anyway. So I don't even think it will get inflicted by status effects. So, alright. So now let's get into its weaponry. Actually, before I get into the weaponry, one thing I want to talk about is every single action and a single weapon that it does have iframe or untargetables. So that means everything, when it is moving, when it is moving, when it is doing anything, it is invincible. So no questions asked. When it is doing anything, it is invincible. So you don't really need to care about it, or you don't need to care about it, but just know that everything it does is invincible. If you see him shooting or attacking, he is invincible. So yeah, just a heads up, I guess. Because I don't want to repeat it. So yeah. Alright, so what is special count beside name? What's the special count as beside the name? Wait, the special. What the special counts as beside the name? Wait, hold on. What do you mean for the special counts? Currently we can take full advantage of Magenta, but we have a Wiccan. Honestly, I think we can already take advantage of just Magenta, because it is really good with Hydra, as well as the thing as well. Special. Oh, the special type. The special is just the type of mecha. Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah, definitely a special mecha, yeah. Yeah, sorry, I got a bit confused, yeah. How about exactly, yes. Okay. Yeah, so now for the weaponry. So for the weaponry, the first two, as you can see, two sword melee, and they're the same name. That means you can put with gold sword. It's nothing too special. It's just like another. That kind of just like a how do you say? That's kind of like a just shows you what you can use with it, and especially if you do pair this with Backo sword, it's absolute insanity, because Backo sword anti-firm steel, and just mention that pretty much does everything, does multi hits, pretty OP, yeah, pretty OP. And then we have rhythmic, basically the two burst missiles. Just to know that because they take different names, so I don't think they can be dual wielded, because they do share kind of the different name, because one is L, one is R, and they're both burst, and they do how do you say, they do they do have the same part, or actually I'll get into that when I talk about his actions, but just know that it's not the same name, so it couldn't be so it couldn't be used together, I guess, or used as a dual wield. So but I think they already kind of dual wielded already with some of his actions. And the only real downside of it, I mean, it's not really a downside. It have a high that does have a high reload speed, which is not really a bad thing, because you'll be doing more of your melee, and plus they're doing more damage either way. And what else? I forgot that I was gonna say. Honestly, it's nothing too special. It's nothing. Yes, it's nothing that is too special. But when you do combine with some of his actions, then it becomes very special. So, however, a lot of his skill is is copied from other mecha or from other units as well. So if you like, yeah, for example, you go here, right? See that one. It kind of looks like, you know, something from what's it called, from Mastiff or Marshall, and that one looks like something from Baihu Kai. I mean, even though it might share the same property and animation, but at least they do change like the presentation of it and of course some stats of it. So just making it, you know, yeah, not too bad. And of course, everything wherever he's shooting it, he's in iframe. So if he is doing more shooting, it doesn't really matter because, you know, as long as iframe, it should be fine. So. If you want to use a system, you need to use a pilot that use all of it. Yeah, true, yeah, for sure. Action, Vasako talent, yeah, alright, so, also, sync beams. Yeah, of course, sync beam is pretty powerful. So, you know, 200 times 10 for being looking like for being looked at like a small, having a 200 times 10, like having a 200 times 10, that's pretty broken. That's a really high damage, probably stronger than some beams from Dankoga. I think so. Yeah, the power queen. Just to show you the scary thing about power queen. And the thing is, a lot of people seem to be skipping this skill for A-star because, you know, it's not really needed. However, if you do decide to upgrade it, I think it'll be worth it because it just, you know, some extra DPS, and most of the time it'll be used along with the actions, so you don't need to worry about it using it too much to stop you from, you know, to stop you from using your abilities. So. Here's how we can look at as we can gain those for sure. Yeah, for sure, yeah, for sure, yeah. And so now for the unique abilities. Now, its unique ability is what really makes it, or it's another reason why it is so powerful aside from its, you know, aside from its chassis. So the first one, you know, different from other units that have a combo attack. Just to mention, it doesn't even have one. Just have an ult as its normal combo attack, and because he have an ult, most of, you know, when he's using most of his actions, it will be iframe. Yeah, it'll be iframe when he's using most of his actions, and, you know, because he's ult, it just do much more damage compared to, you know, the normal combo attack from what's it called from the unit nowadays. So, and most of the unit nowadays, the only opening that they have is when they're doing the combo attack, but just to mention the shredder just not happen, and it's another level of brokenness, just making you have pretty much no openings, pretty much making you have no openings. So, and it's very powerful too. It also just kind of like, because I believe this skill does have the off iframe parts. That's very little, but it does have some. But even then, not having having a slight opening is still much better than, you know, doing, you know, that's still low damage, no iframe combos. So yeah, overall pretty broken, pretty OP. And now for its get it now open, yeah. And now for its evasive shoots. So as the name said, this is the evasive action as well as the offensive one. It's almost kind of like a counter. Basically, when it shoots, it'll be shooting its, you know, what's called, the rhythmic magenta. Yeah, the rhythmic magenta, which is a really good way on making it, on emptying its bullet for it to not just shoot it, or for it to not shoot it randomly to prevent you from using action. So very, very great. Especially this is a evasive skill as well. It's kind of like, it's defending against itself while being offensive. It's just yeah, it's like, yes, I know some other units also have this, but just having skills like this are just so useful, because again, it's like, there's nothing where I say it just doesn't have an opening. It doesn't have an opening, and it can be doing damage to you while it is not having opening. So it's just very powerful. So you can see its DPS is already better than some of the units nowadays. Just by dodging. So yeah, because they do good damage. They do good damage. Yeah, because these missiles, they do good damage. Pretty much most of its action does good damage. So, yeah, so that's that. Oh, and but just know that one of his actions, so the shooting, yeah, either the shooting, the evasive shoots or the evasive shooting B, one of them couldn't trigger its that second chassis. So it couldn't teleport and and do 7% on the enemy. Which actually, I don't need to talk about this. Where now look at that, when you dodge and when you shoot those things, it can teleport again and deal another 7% damage onto, or guarantee 7% of their HP onto the enemy if they get hit by the AoE skill, and it can heal 10% HP. Just think about how this is fair. You're already not taking any damage, but then you're doing more damage than doing more damage on your enemy, as well as healing more damage than you probably took, if you even took any damage at all. So absolutely broken. Yeah, absolutely broken. And alright, so and now to his counters, the justice counter and the magenta combination. One is 6 second and one is 30 second. Again, counter never too bad, especially when you have two of them. Because in today's meta, most counter is iframe, because counter usually triggers when only when you get hit. So having action skill is just overall really good. It's similar to evasive skill, but instead of dodging and shooting back an enemy, when you do get attacked, it will go in to do the melee or do some high damage attacks. So just like this one, yeah, that's what see. It's definitely that one. High damage. I don't want to go into details on what exactly it does, but because you can probably already see what it really does. It just for the first one, even though it doesn't look that flashy, but again, it is still doing a lot of melee damage and just kill someone. Yeah, it just kills someone just by countering. So yeah, absolutely broken. Its first one is on the force grab, its first one is on the grab that just kind of goes in and do like a. And just kind of going through their bodies, doing some mixed melee damage, as well as as well as some ranged units. So that means it doesn't really matter what pilots or what skill you put on. That counter will be benefit, or the counter will be benefited. And similar to a second one, its second one kind of just grabs onto the enemies and just kind of like zooming around as they're shooting and doing many damage to it. And again, you can see pretty much everything it does is multi-hits. That means it's just anti-firm steel, and multi-hit is just overall good in general, especially if your damage also deal percentage HP damage. So, overall, probably, I won't say it's the best counter in the game, because that goes to, Nightmare, but it is still, probably some of the top damage, especially when you do compare with just as magenta. So, and again, every time after it finishes uses action, it will do a teleportation things, do another 7% HP, and then heal 10% onto itself. So yeah, why is this allowed? Why when you get hit, you can do more damage to your enemies, and you can heal the damage, and you can heal, and you can get healed, and you can just putting your opponents into a bad spot. So, and of course, the grab is also good at assisting opponents, because it is a forced grab. So yeah, overall really good. So, it's a game. Yeah. Honestly, yeah. Getting on it is probably the only way to really do it. So, and even then, you can probably still then you can probably still do a lot to it. Yeah, see, that thing, so much damage, so much mixed melee as well. See, it's mixed between melee and range. That means, again, it doesn't really matter what you put on him. It should benefit, like, as long as you don't put on something that completely doesn't really matter, like you put on some fire parts or some acid parts. If you just put on general melee parts and range parts, it will benefit it. So it just kind of like contributing to it. It's easy to, well, it's not easy to build, but even if you don't know how to build it, you can just put in some parts and it'll benefit it. So, yeah, overall, pretty awesome. The second one does take 13 seconds to charge, but the thing is, if you really think about it, when it is not doing his first counter, he has so much other action to do, and all of them are iframe as well. So it doesn't really matter, right? It doesn't really matter, especially when you later on you can put it on with with more what's it called, with more action cooldown parts. Alright, so now for its ult and its final ult, or its Martial Magenta and final dangerous kick, or I don't know why they don't just call it Rider Kick, because I think it would be pretty, because Rider Kick is probably not trademark, right? I think so. Alright, so Martial Magenta. This one is a force grab. I don't know where the grab is, but just know that this is a force grab, so you don't need to worry about it being knocked down by it. So overall, not really a bad move, because as long as it's force grab, that can never be bad. It also do a lot of melee hits. That means it just overall just good with good combined with Black Ghoul Sword, and just overall good. If you do pair it with the pilots that needs, there's a grab. Yeah, there's a grab. So force grab again. You can't go wrong with that. High damage. High damage. And benefit a lot with the melee parts. So, anti-firm seal, and yeah, good. I wouldn't say it's not flashy, because again, this is an ult and not an XO, so that's why it's not flashy. But this one, yeah, this one is a fun ult, and or this one is XO, which look much flashier. But from what I understand, that this move doesn't seem to be doing as much damage compared to some other the damage compared to some other XO. But the thing is, if you combine this with his chassis as well as the 60% the attack buff from his swing charges, then I think he can do much more damage. Even without or probably not without pilots, but with the same build, that can do more damage compared to the other units due to the chassis. So they couldn't make it do too much damage, or else it would just one shot everything. Because again, it is also another multi-hits. A lot of multi-hits too, yeah. A lot of multi-hits too. And of course, the additional iframe, and after doing that, it can change the chassis. Absolute. Yeah, Rider Kick. Yeah, just name Rider Kick or something. So, and for the drones was really good too, just extra damage. So, yeah. Overall, it's just how do I say this? It's just even. Things. This just as Magenta is not really used anymore in that PvP in Unseen JP. However, I don't. The only reason why it really happened, I think, because the thing is, I'm not nowhere in tops to know the reason, but from my understanding, from the videos I've seen, from what I heard from Unseen Aces, just to mention, it isn't bad at all. You can still use them, right? It's just, other units just do more damage. Right? Other units just do more damage. Therefore, just Magenta just slowly kind of get pushed out of the meta, which is not too bad. It's like, and even then, yeah. See, even then, or how do I say, like that's a fate for most PvP mecha. Doesn't matter how strong you are when you just release. For example, just Magenta, it chain iframe after iframe, heals after heals, damage after damage, but eventually you'll still get out of it. That's just kind of the life for PvP units. But the thing about this mecha is, even though it is not as meta anymore in PvP in other servers, it is still top tier and the number 2 DPS in the game at the moment. Than PvE. So if you look at the top boss conquest team up, pretty much the top 50 of them, all of them have just a magenta. None of them have I think I haven't seen a single team that doesn't have just a magenta in top 50. So yeah, overall just absolutely brutal. And another reason why again, this is just me speculating, right? I think one of the reasons why it might be falling out of meta is because, you know, a lot of the new meta or some of the new meta units does a lot of fire damage. And as you know, fire damage is a damage where it can be constantly be dealing to you constantly. So for example, say one of the fire mecha is doing AoE, right? And just Magenta just finished doing his damage. Then it can be damaged, you know, during his slight the slight off time during its not iframe. So just again, this is my theory. I don't know if that is really the case, but that's my that's my speculation. So it's not because just Magenta it's not because just there's anything bad about just as Magenta. It's just new units come out, more damage. That's about it. So, yeah, and even then, there's still some uses for just Magenta now, and even me using just Magenta now, it's still usable. Like it's completely usable. You know, that in top PvP. So, yeah, so that's just Magenta, and overall. Oh, and I don't have to talk with weapon. So one thing that's very special about it is that you actually have a beam type missile. You don't really see this often because, you know, usually usually missiles are normal types, but yeah, beam type melee, pretty cool. Pretty interesting. So, or I think they might be yeah, I don't know. Yeah. But overall, this is a mecha with freaking, you know, self healings. Have a stack, you know, stack upon stack of attack and final damages. It has everything it does multi hits. Everything it does is invincible or untargetables. And just you know, an HP percentage damage. And just yeah, it has everything that everything that to go against the current meta. It literally have everything to go against the current meta, and it has everything that like, how to say, like, it have everything that makes that unit meta, like, you know, iframes and everything. It doesn't have anything, and it doesn't really have anything that makes it. It doesn't really have anything that makes a mecha that would be bad. Like, for example, right, one reason why Nero Rex are not as good, you know, or that is not that's good in PvP is because it doesn't have a force grab, right? And it does have some moves that doesn't have iframes. Kind of similar case with Belial Legend as well. But the thing is, this unit doesn't have it. This unit is beyond, like, it's beyond most meta. Yeah, that's beyond most meta, or well, at the time when it came out, it's beyond like most top tier mecha in the game, because it just do everything the best. I would that as well. Yeah, it's Magenta can melt everything. It can melt Dragon pretty easily, I'm pretty sure, because, you know, multi hits plus just anti-firm steel. Himiko pretty sure can, you know, clean it up pretty well as well. UMR might be the only one that can give it trouble. Surprisingly, UMR might be one that can give it trouble. Yeah, UMR might be one, which is, yeah, UMR might be the only one. Because, you know, the drone teleportation can kind of screw up with just Magenta's action. So, yeah, UMR can probably screw with it. But that's about it, yeah. That's about it. So, yeah. So, alright, so now let's get into the builds. Alright. Again, I hope I didn't speak too fast. Any question, just ask. that live stream, I can answer them right away. So, I'm gonna go into my very annoying to me too. Yeah, Yoromar is overall super annoying. Yeah, it's super annoying to do. I never experienced myself until I use it myself, and holy crap, yeah, Yoromar is something else. Alright, so now let's start with see, seems like I already have a PvE built on already, so this is what we usually go with for PvE. So yeah, I'm just gonna put Magenta Justice on, but just like, if you wanna know what if you wanna know what pilots to put it on, just watch my guide on just Magenta, and you'll know what pilot that we're on. But I'm just using Magenta Justice because Magenta Justice work with both PvP and PvE. So for PvE build, this is pretty much what I will go for. Stacking more. See, there are some people that uses the amp burn. The amp. I don't really like it because one thing I'm gonna say, because people use amp burn because some of his skill works similar, or like some of the burst, or some of his burst the attack works similarly to Horace Valkyr's burst attack. And when Judgment are using his actions, it basically have infinite bullet or you have an infinite bullet of the burst bullet. So combine this with the burst core, then you can shoot a lot more. But the thing is, personally, most of the damage doesn't come from its range attacks, from what I understand. So why do that? We can just stack more, we can just stack more final attacks. Plus, it have a lot of action. Yeah, it have a lot of actions and it have a lot of weapons and abilities. So why not just take advantage of that for more final attacks? And by doing this, you can really put on any pilot that can make it range focus. It'll work. You can make it melee focus, which I would recommend melee focus more. So yeah, overall is pretty good. I also see people use I also see people using the action CD reduction. I don't recommend that because, again, it already have extremely fast action cooldowns for most of his actions. So personally, I don't really think there's need for that. But it is an option that if you don't want to put on it. But personally, I still like to go with Machine Core. So just for the final damage. And for bullet, same thing. Just stack more final damage with a Hyper Beam Sword. Additional 20%, pretty good. I also see people been using the Black Ghost Sword as well, which I'm pretty sure it should work too, because it kind of works similar to final damage, I believe. But I still like to go for final damage, or the final damage more, just to be more safe. So I also see people using Hammer. I know where it's coming from, because it does a lot of multi hits. It can immediately make or kind of like lock down the boss. But I really think you should let that job to be for some other mecha, because just a Magenta just does way too much damage, in my opinion, for you to I guess use it as a how do you say, yeah, for you to use it as a boss locker or as a support. So that's why I will suggest using the Hyper Beam Sword more. So, yeah, and now for the support. So for the support, honestly, there's too much thing for just put down the Purple Fist. You can also put on the Green Fist. They do the same thing, or the same thing, just adding more the melee attack, which most damage can come from melee attack, so just more damage. Armor, of course, Firm Steel. There's no real reason to not use Firm Steel. For both PvP and PvE, so Firm Steel. Cause you will risk getting one-shotted, doesn't matter how much item you spam, unless you really are confident at you locking the boss, cause the moment the boss are moving and it accidentally hit on you, then you're probably gonna die. So firm steel is just to be safe, yeah, just to be safe. And for the coatings, now for the coating, it kind of depends, because for the gold coat, this coat you want to use it on pilots that doesn't require you to use AS. For example, if you're using Masahito, then you probably do that. Or if you're using some other ones like Apollo, yeah. If you're using Apollo, then you want to use the gold one, because Apollo's AS doesn't really matter. So, however, if you're using pilots such as Linda, right? If you're using pilots such as Linda, where using the AS will benefit your DPS a lot more. When that happens, then you will want to use the Baihu coat. So you can use AS more, then you can gain more DPS. So, but if you're using a pilot, yeah, if you're using a pilot that doesn't AS, just use more. Just use the gold one more, because what the gold one does is it put you kind of put you in a G mode at the start of the battle. And one other thing about his chassis, right? One other thing about his chassis is see, upon entering the battlefield, final damage plus for every 50 points at the sum of the pirate's melee and range. So if you're fast enough, right? If you can make, or how to say it, like for example, let's say there's a move, right? There's AS that increases your pirate's stats if you use it. If you do an instant AS build, and if you press it right away, like they press it fast enough, those those stats added will count towards this AS. Yeah. So for example, let's say your pilot is like 800 stats, but at the beginning of the battle, you're fast enough on activating the AS that give you like 200 more. Then those 200 will count to this chassis. And similar thing works here, where if you since this gold coat thing does give you more stats at the beginning of the battle, that can benefit you more on giving you more final attack. So yeah, overall pretty amazing. And for the pets, just use Bison. There's no really other units that you should use, except for if you're on other servers, then you can use the dog. But Bison is still the best, because 10% final damage. That there really isn't a reason for you to not use it. If you don't have Bison, I guess you can also go for the Panda as well, just for the more action cooldowns. You could potentially go for this one, but you want to use this on more of a support pilot, and you want to just benefit its DPS as much as possible. So Panda or Bison, in my opinion. So, or maybe one that can add a lot of stats, maybe. Yeah. So, alright. So now for the co-pilot skill. Now co-pilot skill is more iffy now. Oh, actually, never mind. For PvP, right? For PvP, if you have for PvE, if you do have the tech slot, then I highly recommend you use Hongwu. Yeah, Hongwu, because one of the reasons why you want to use Hongwu is because Hongwu speed up your actions for you to do more damage. Do more damage in a short amount of time, make you chain into more attacks, as well as it can trigger its chassis much faster, because you can use 5 action much faster compared to just doing it normally. So overall, you will want to use if you have tech that the pilot that you do decide to use on have a tech, then you will always you'll almost always want to go for home, and this can potentially work in PvP as well, but it's mainly for PvE. But it's mainly for PvE. So. Yeah, so huge damage again, huge damage. So. However, if your pilot doesn't have a tech slot, then you can go to attack to get the perfectionism for the additional 32%. For the additional 32% final attack increase. So that's that. And if you don't have I'll be batting for yeah. Okay, yeah. You can have a good bat. And if your pilot don't have attack either, then you go to special to use the Enjoyer from Wesley. Yeah, because it's just a very good DPS skill, adds more attack, adds more speed, and is overall pretty great. And if you also don't have a special, then you can go to support and you can put on Bora's control. Yeah, Bora's support, because Bora's support, what it does is it will put 25% of the stats, 25% of the evasive stats onto, I think, 3 other stats as well, or onto 3 other stats. That means there's a potential for you to gain more final attack from JM's first chassis. So, but that's the last resort. I don't. Most pilots that you want to use it on have either attack, tech, or support. So yeah, just so basically, yeah, just use Hongwei that if you can. If not, use Perfectionism. If not, use Enjoyer. If not, then use Bora's tech skill. So, yeah. Sorry, I'm a little. It's fine. Yeah, we're just going over right now we're just going over the PvE build for what's called for just a minute. And if you want to know more, I already talked about the Masahiro and the breakdown of detailed breakdown of JM, so you can just rewind the video to see that as well. So, thank you for coming though. Yeah, thank you for coming. Alright, so now for the PvP build. PvP build is where it can become more, I guess, liberated, I guess, or how do you say? Like more free, I guess. So for PvP, you can go for. Alright, so let me just take out everything, right? So actually, yeah, I'm gonna so PvP build. Depending it really depends on what you want to do. What's called for the PvP build now. If you want to do more damage, then you always go for. Then always just go for the Majin Core. You can also they can also go with the Burst Amp for more damage from your counter as well, because you'll be using more of your counters to be shooting more onto the enemies too. So just that. So that's for more of a I guess offensive action. I'm sorry I'm starting. I don't know why. Alright, so that's more offensive option, which is the one that I personally like to go with as well. But if you depending on the meta, right? Depending on the meta, you can also go for the Alex how do you say this? The barrel? Yeah, the barrel. Or the bearing. There you go. Yeah, then go for bearing to enter the stun. And confusion. Yeah. So stun and confusion duration, and of course it will also increase your the weapon the switching speed to make you spend more action and to chain them together more. So if you want to go for defensive art, you can go for that. And some people seem to be even going for how to say, for like a action cooldown build, like using hydraulics or using the transition core. Personally, I don't really like to do that, but if you do want to, it is an option. So, but I personally suggest if you want to be offensive, go for Majin Core and maybe Amp, depending on your pilot. I mean, yeah, okay, it really depends on your pilot, right? If your pilot, does more have a lot of range skills, then you can probably put on Amp. If not, then you can put on the Majin Core. So. And of course, if you're just a minotaur are being stunned a lot or are dying a lot, maybe you can try out, the bearing sometimes. So, But I'm gonna put a bearing on just because this is a more, I guess, more PvE or more PvE oriented build. So, yeah. And now for the bullet. Now the bullet is also, how is it? Not a bullet, it doesn't have 30%. Does it even stack with chassis? Even if it doesn't stack, right? Even if it doesn't stack, 50%, you know, or 40 or 48% is still like good improvements, because you know you mainly wanted to anti-stun and as well as anti-confusion as well. Well, actually both too. So yeah. But actually, yeah, never mind. I'm gonna put on the one that I recommend. So that if it turns out bearing that's not as good, I have an excuse. So yeah. But the thing is just, you know, most aces or most top player in NC that I saw uses bearings. Yeah. Alright, so now for the bullets. For bullets, you most time you want to go for black gold sword, because you know it just pairs so well, because you know multi hits, anti-firm steel, and adding black gold have, you know, the overall attack have a the overall attack have almost 20% chance to do more, you know, to do 200% more attack after the calculation of firm steel. That can melt pretty much any mecha in the game. I don't think there's an armor that can even deal with this, right? Because yeah, how do you even deal with this, right? How do you even deal with it? So yeah, just overkilling your enemies. So but if you like, I don't know what meta will make them not use firm steel, but if they're somehow not using firm steel, you can, or if they're using a lot of the action spammers, right? Maybe you can put on, you know, the hammers as well, because hammer can, you know, they reduce their action the action time. So you know, Blazing Hammer, and plus is multi hits a lot as well. It can potentially, you know, slow the enemy down more on the action spams. But overall, I still like to use Black Gold Sword so I can melt enemy before they can do anything. So, of course, you can also put on, you know, the Absorption Shell. I don't recommend it, because you know you already have a lot of healing abilities as well, and plus you already have enough iframe to a point where, unless you are sabotaging, like unless you're actively slowing down your Justice the Magenta's actions, then you probably won't be not spamming iframe. So yeah, so but overall, Black Gold Sword is what I will go for. Using armor better than firm steel. Yeah, and then and now for the chassis. And now for the support, you don't really go to it, and also really depend on your pet, which I'll get into later. Is a standard, you know, there's a standard using you know, Treasure Stabilizer, or using the emergency detach. I don't really have a preference on these. Personally, I like Treasure Stabilizer more, because it also anti-grab. If you know, for example, since a lot of people probably, or since a lot of free to play might be using Narrow Rex now, you know, heavy anti-grab might be a good idea, so you don't get chain grab by Narrow Rex. So, but overall, I still recommend Treasure Stabilizer, but have been proven that in a real battle, or in most battles, emergency detach are still the better, or can make us survive more. So, that's why I'm putting the emergency detach as like the one that I want to showcase. So, because is this PvP? Yeah, this PvP. Oh, but hold on, I'm not done yet. Yeah, because the coding, the coding and the pet, they're not done yet. So one sec. I'm gonna but yeah, we're doing PvP build right now. So yeah. Alright, so now for the coatings. A lot of people uses Liquidator. I don't really see the appeal in that, so I don't really. Personally, I don't really like it. I'm still more into, you know, the one that I recommend, the Tilted Armor, because it's always there, right? You'll always get the discount. Or my second favorite is using if you have a team, right? If you have a team that have full immune, that have have Mizuki or have Warren, they can put on this one, or for for full immune, or you can or I mean, no one really use this one, but I will use it for anti-acid and anti the defense break. So, but overall, Twisted Armor is still what I would choose. And I won't really go for Liquidated Armor. But the thing is, Liquidated Armor can really make you survive in the beginning. But the thing is, in the long run, if the battle does drag on, I don't really see the appeal in Liquidated Armor. So, but yeah, that's pretty much about it. And of course, depending on the meta, right? Depending on the meta, some meta maybe that doesn't use acid code more. Some meta maybe can use the quantum. Maybe you can even use the quantum one. So it really depending. It really depends on the mecha or the meta now. So yeah, honestly, maybe one day, maybe one day, just as the Magenta will be not tanky anymore with all the new things. Maybe can even put on the freaking the stealth code. So, but not, don't do it. So, but yeah, true, yeah. And then for the pets, because I'm using emergency detach, then for the pets I will go with GA29. Because GA29 can help you not being knocked down as much, or just can be immune to it. Pretty much most knockdown effects. So pretty much a must-have if you want your mecha to be doing DPS. So your mecha doesn't get knocked down constantly, right? So overall, GA29 is that's the best choice if you're using emergency detach. But the thing is, as I said before, I like to use Chassis Stabilizer, and just like Snack said, if I don't use pilots with good defensive abilities, so if I'm using a pilot with good defensive abilities such as Hydra, then I can put on something like Chassis Stabilizer, and I can switch the pet to like Crab or something. Yeah, to Crab just for more action cooldown, or just for more the block chance. So. And of course, you can also put on the panda as well. You can put on honestly, if you want to put on GM01, maybe you can even put it on then maybe you can switch the armor into Fork if that everyone is running the Himikos, or you can put on what's it called the counter mega, because it does have 2 counters and stuff like that. So overall, not too bad. And then now for the so let me go back to the PvP build that would recommend. So there you go. And for the co-pilot skill, honestly, I'll just go for like a defensive one. I'll probably go for full immune like this, because so now I'm truly invincible to everything, right? I don't need to scare about being paralyzed, being slowed by the ice, being burned and stuff like that. So this is what I would so obsession is what I would recommend. But also skill like this, like anything that can cleanse you from status effects, such as if you're using her where is it? Yeah, if you're using where is she? Yeah, if you're using her defense, this is also a skill that can cleanse debuff like every 3 seconds, or every 5 seconds, I think. Yeah, every 3 seconds, and heal 5% after cleansing himself. So overall, pretty amazing. This will go with, but of course, if you're oops, then put on emergency detect. There you go. But depending on the meta, right? Depending on the meta, if the meta is just one-shotting you, right away, then maybe you can put on then maybe we can put on recall, or you can put on some other defensive abilities that might work too. So what else? Anything else? Oh, and if you're not using that, if you want to use Crab, right? If you want to use Crab here, then you can always use the ball guy special, because it basically does the same thing with the GA29. So Yeah, so this is basically what I'll do. Then we go back to GA29 as well as for exception. So overall, yeah, this is what I will go for in PvE. If I were to use it in PvE, than PvE. Again, it highly depends on the pilot. I'm only using Masahiro because that is his pilot, and plus this pilot really works in both PvP and PvE. But depending on your pilot, right? Depending on the pilot, then build accordingly, because a lot of builds really correspond with the current meta, the pilot you're using, and a team that you're setting up, and of course the enemy that you're facing against. So there's no best build. There's only the best build for depending on the pilot and depending on the meta. And my suggestion is to use different skills that I recommend in my video. So that if you go in my video, right? Yeah, if you're using if you're watching my video, then definitely try out different builds from my videos to see what works the best for you. What works the best for you. So, yes, I believe they calculate differently, which is the reason why I do recommend Black Knight with a Black Gold sword as well, especially with Magenta Justice. It will just completely melt everything, because it's just double damage upon double damage, well, not double damage, just damage upon damage, against firm steel targets. So yeah, so they do they should stack. Yeah, they should stack. So. Okay, and now so this is more of a build that I don't recommend at all. So this build I don't recommend is the it's the more supportive, build where you can just stack up, doing as much damage, doing as much action as possible, putting on the hammer, and then you can put on maybe, actually I don't think this one's a good idea, but maybe the tilted armor from steel. And I don't know, Baihu or something, right? And then maybe put on fork, yeah. Then we can put on fork, and then what else? And then I don't know, man. Yeah, just some stupid thing like this, right? Just some stupid things like this. The reason why should it is because you can technically use this as a boss locker as well, depending on the pilots, because it does multi hits and it can work. That can work with the hammers really well, yeah. But I don't recommend this. I don't recommend this at all. You're just wasting the potential. Yeah, if you do this, you're kind of just wasting the potential of it on the DPS. So. Yeah, so alright, so that should be it for the builds for for Justice Magenta. Let me wonder if there's anything anything that there's anything that I might be missing. Pretty sure there is, but if I am missing anything, I'll put it down in the comments or in the description. So alright, okay, so now how to counter it. I actually never really thought about it. I guess like Snake said, just game on it, just game on it, because it is a kind of 1v1 oriented mecha, yeah. But yeah, I guess you can also use hammer maybe to slow it down, but it is already pretty fast, so I don't know. The thing is, one of the reasons why it might be good is because it doesn't really have much counters, right? Because how are you supposed to counter, just Magenta? You can't really do that. The only thing you can do is I don't know, time stop it, or freaking, use Ren's ability to make it not move at all. So, but yeah, overall, pretty good. The only downside I can really think of on just Magenta is it not being able to use in limited arena of melee or of the melee range and of ranged. Because because it is mid range, you couldn't be using those two. This is literally the only downside that I can think of for Justice Magenta. So yeah, Justice Magenta. Right. Go up CC. Yeah, honestly, yeah, go on CC. Yeah. Just control it, stun it, and stuff like that. But the thing is, again, you can easily build just Magenta to be, anti-CC. But, just in case, right? Just in case, maybe put on some, maybe put on some, CC abilities. Because, that's the only thing that is lacking, is ability for self-cleansing. So, yeah. Let me think. Of course, the tech, I forgot the thing someone, spoke about before, that is a special class. So, it also gained final attack from it, so, yeah. Anything else? Yeah, honestly, honestly, couldn't really think of any downside to it, especially in the EN now, so, yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. I'm gonna actually do in PvP as well. I draw my PvP rank down like a few hundreds, so I can start doing another one again. So Wiccan pilots. This is Elaine. I mean, the build is the same, so I'm gonna is this build is weird. I don't know why I have this build on. Because because my Elaine has a thing. So. Thing is, JM is getting corner. CC is kind of damaged. True. Yeah. So honestly, yeah, CC. So bring out some Qinglong or something to lock down the JM. So yeah. Alright. So because Awakens is one will be coming to Ian soon. So how does it fare on thing? I'm gonna put on anti-CC. Not him, not her. Hold on, let me use the music because I've been using the same music the whole time. So, there you go. Alright. Okay, I just hope my sound isn't too. Let me. Alright, there you go. I hope the music isn't too loud. I hope the music isn't too loud. Alright, so oops. Slowkai as well. Actually, if that's the case, then I'm gonna use it in PV. Hold on. I'm gonna showcase. I'm gonna showcase I'm gonna showcase this in PV. Yeah, PvP first, right? I'm gonna show it in PV with because of Wiccan first. So what I'm gonna do a live stream or video on because of Wiccan when this came out. So yeah. Alright, so let me think in PvP. So and I'm also gonna try out it in PV then PvE as well. Aisha. Also, the new skin is so amazing. The Lunar New Year skin are they're pretty amazing. So. Alright, so let me which one did I put it on? I forgot. I think it's this one. The thing is, no one really uses Becca's Wiccan anymore, so I'm using that. That's cool. Let's see, actually, yeah, let's see how it fares, right? Let's see how it fares in, Danterisma. The thing is, honestly, I feel like, yeah, actually, yeah, so, I think I talk about the pilot choice for just a Magenta again, right? So honestly, just as Magenta, most pilots should work on it. Well, should work on it, doesn't mean it's the best, right? But, if you want to rank, or how do you say it, right? How do you say it? Preferably you will want a melee DPS pilot, or pilot that will benefit, the pilot that will benefit. Oh god, wow, it actually does good damage, yeah. The damage right behind the spam, that is Shino. So not bad, not bad, not bad at all. So for the pilots, right? For pilots, it really yeah. So just most pilots that can benefit in DPS on based on melee, because you know JM, even though it's mixed does mixed damage, it still does more melee type damage. So yeah, preferably most melee DPS damage. Most melee DPS pilots, or just a general pilot that just do DPS in general. For example, what's it called? For example, Elaine will be a really good one because it just gains a lot more final attack, as well as the final attack and just stats as well, and just give it more stuff. Edith wouldn't be a bad one either, because Edith does have some final attack, but Edith will be a more defensive one. So yeah, I don't know, but Edith does have some final attack and stuff buff. You can also put on pilots such as Dilma. Dilma shouldn't be too bad either. It's a general one that should work. You can also put actually hold on. The Elaine and Edith, those are awakened. Yeah, awakened because they're not yet. Should be coming to Ian soon though. Yeah, should be coming to Ian soon. So, yeah. What's it called? And put on Polo. Yeah, where's Apollo? Yeah, Apollo. You can put on Apollo if you want. You can also put on Nate for PvP. So yeah, just most DPS pilots that can really think of, or that you're using should work as well. So I actually suggested Kanuka back then, but the thing is, it turns out Kanuka, because it doesn't really do much on its melee, therefore is not as good as pilots who focuses on melee. So therefore, it's good, but it's not the best, right? So honestly, in my perception, or based on my the understanding at least, Elaine Awaken are the best of the best in terms of damage on Justice the Magenta, and for PvE, and that goes for both PvP and PvE, because she works in both. And for pure PvP, Matilda Awaken will work well. And if you don't have Pilot Awaken, then you can go for the Black Knight, Hydra mode. All of them should work really well as well. Those three I think are the best three. So. And for PvE, you can go with Apollo, Dilma from Getter, and Linda. Linda and some other pilots. I'm pretty sure there's a lot more pilots that'd be good, but those three wouldn't really go wrong. And there's some lower ranking ones like Kanuka. Those are the thing is, Kanuka is free, so if you really don't have anything to use on them, then Kanuka will be a good choice on them. So yeah, just they really depend on what you have. So yeah. If you're already using Kanuka, right, then they can put another pilots they can put the other pilots for the PvP, so, or for the PvE. So get that edited early as we are having one. Yeah. Alright, anything else? Or there's a pilot suggestion. I think I covered everything, man. I think I covered everything. Anything else I need to do? Oh, just working on it. Yeah. And as I already tested before, Becca's really works on any mecha, or Becca's Awaken really works on any mecha, and same thing with just Magenta works on pretty much any mecha. So it's just like a perfect match. Well, it's not a perfect match, but it will match for sure. Yeah, that will match for sure. having just having stacking stacking final damage, better revive and stuff. So, yeah, kind of just ensure both PvP and PvE. So I'll get into details then in the video or a live stream soon on Becca's Awaken as well as Slowkai Awaken. So definitely stay tuned. Yeah, that definitely stay tuned. Yeah. Well, damage. Sure. Huge damage. Yeah, exactly. You see, when one touch from you does 7,000 damage, Firm Seal is needed. But the thing is, when it hits 7,000 for 10 or when it hit 7,000 10 times in a single second, then it doesn't really matter, right? So, yeah. Oh, insane. Yeah, so that's Becca's Awaken. And if you want, and for those people who's wondering about Double Awaken, honestly, what you do now is just save up for the gift, the coins. So when the Awaken does drop, you have the extra gifts to give to Becca's when you're awakening it. So yeah, overall not bad. Becca's Awaken, I really think is such a great, yeah, it's just such a great awaken, man. It's such a good awaken. And of course it's very cool too. So that's that. And now for the thing is, just Magenta, I don't really think is really that good in or if you want to put Slowkai on it, because yeah, I don't what am I talking about? I got a bit tired. Can I get my break? Yeah, I was talking about Slowkai. So yeah, Slowkai, although Slowkai is more of a support role in terms of PvE, mainly because of its this last skill that her target will have minus 21% final damage down. So yeah, how do you say? So compared to some other awakens, she couldn't do as much damage. Probably might be even less than some awakened pilots. Yeah, for sure. So so just like Lex said, to put on the support like Lex. So and then I'm gonna put on then put on my favorite one, the Elaine. Elaine, come on, and then attack. Just get more. Yeah, perfect system. There you go. And see how well we do in a poster or something. Let's try it on. I do need to farm for Calamity. Alright, Calamity. Go. Oops, I forgot which. Yeah, hold on. I forgot which one I targeted. I hope it's Raid Boss, right? Not using Greta. The thing is, the meta. How do you say? The meta has grown to a point where I don't think it's really needed anymore. I don't think, because the bot. Just look at the boss health. Like, I don't think it's not needed. I mean, if you're going for boss conquest, yeah, probably. But the thing is, because the boss is coming down so fast, yeah, it's about to die. Yeah, there you go. And yeah. Okay, well, I mean, that's a bit unfair because I did use the Dynamics Awaken first, but you can see how just stripping down its final, the final damage, it's absolutely scary. But yeah, but the thing is, this is kind of how the NC meta is right now for PvE, where Linda Rebello is the top, and the second best being Justice Magenta with Elaine Awaken. So yeah. I really do want to squeeze. Greta somewhere. Wait, hold on. Oh, Greta, right? Oh, Greta. Hold on. My bad. Yeah, Greta. Yeah, my bad. Oh, yeah, for a second, I didn't even know that one. I thought Greta was to someone else. My bad. Yeah, Greta. Good. Just more final damage increase. So, man, I want to get So I think that should be it for the weekend plans as well, right? Anything else for today? I don't know. I'm getting a bit tired. So that's the PvE status in NC right now. So have another TLDR for, I think we did, right? TLDR for Machina Justice. Is it worth it? For sure. Oh, hold on, yeah. Let me go to the EN1. Is it worth it? For sure. It's maxed out on everything. Like, even if you get it when it is outdated in PvP, it is still worth it. Just get it for PvE, and just to experience how absolutely broken it is. So, yeah, absolutely a must-have, honestly. Pretty much a must-have because it's all technically a collab, right? So, yeah. So, there's nothing bad about it. There's just nothing bad about Justice Magenta. So, and same thing with pilots. Currently only have 6 RJ. I see. Yeah. If you're planning to get, like, how to say, that was unless you don't like the design. Like back then I don't get it because I don't really like the design of it. But after I get it, I really think it's worth it. So yeah. Hopefully RNG guys kind of, yeah, you got this. Yeah, good luck. Yeah, good luck. Yeah, the pilots collab, and just Magenta is like its original one, but it's technically also like because it is his mecha, so I guess I don't know. But yeah, good. I'm pretty sure I missed a lot of things in this guy, so if I want to check back, feel free to check the comments so you can see anything that I have missed. So, Yeah, for sure, yeah. Maybe, yeah, because I feel like I'm missing something, right? I feel like I'm missing something. I don't want to, like, the end of stream, and then I forgot about something. So, there's only 8 people left, so you know what? The matter as well. But honestly, thank you so much for staying with me like all this time. The 8 people there. Thank you so much. I hope I did a good job. I don't think I did. Like, I think my accent combined with how fast I'm speaking, that might kind of screw it. But I really hope I didn't. So yeah, and of course, Happy Lunar New Year, and yeah. I am just I'm so tired. Again, if I miss, yeah. Oh, really awesome. And also, like, if how do you say, if what's it called, if you want to ask any questions, and I didn't catch it, then yeah. Really? Okay, awesome, that's good. That's right. Better than you. Did I do everything today? Yeah, I did everything today. Good. Yeah. Just ask me a question if you have any questions. Down Discord and stuff. I'm just double checking everything. The firework bunny. Oh yeah. Since we were here, let me do a 10 roll on Shenwu. See if I got it. Oops. Just tell you, yeah, I haven't been got, yeah, I didn't get anything, so don't worry about it. Yep. Honestly, yeah, I suspected, and this was, you know, the zone. Yeah, we will see. Potentially Zhonghu. This guy. Scary guy though. Scary. Very scary. Very scary unit. So, yeah. Yeah, but things, yeah, you could, but things, it might be a long time. So definitely, so you probably want to like so that you might, yeah, they might have to wait for a long time, but should be fine. Is Rebellion even useful at 5-star? I don't think so. It can be a tank, I think. Yeah, I think it can be a tank at 5-star. But if you wanted to do a lot of damage, you will need it to at least to be. Yeah, you want to at least 6 or 7 maybe. Yeah. Oh really? That's cool then. Yeah. It should be pretty good. Yeah. Based on his chances, it should be pretty good. It should be pretty good at 5-star. Yeah. I've tried 5-star and Mohan and Kaska. Oh, that works? Yeah, if that works, then that's good. Oh god. This cool looking gun. Yeah, honestly, yeah. That was one reason why I got the Rebellion as well, cause it just looks so cool. Like, I don't even care if it's good or not. I just think that, you know, that looks so cool. So. The Paradise mech design. Yeah. I don't know too much of the lore, but yeah. I wouldn't be surprised though. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. So units are just magenta, right? So next one, yeah. So there's like it's got Zulong, Zhonghu, Zulong, Laving, Shadowhunt, Trapelio, Barbatos, Fion, yeah. Yeah, honestly it's about 6 months behind, so. Ah, I see. I always thought it was, you know, what's it called? Yeah, I always thought it was a shadow guy, so. Well, oh yeah, Master He Rebello means Rebel Blade. Aha, I see. Jesus Christ, why is my... That's interesting lore. That maybe we can do one, something as well. Pretty cool. Onole Deke, yeah, DDK. Yeah, honestly, that's making me want. Oh god. it's making me want to. That's making me want to watch Kamen Rider because it's so cool. And what if people aren't allowed to say Rebellion or name? Oh, dang. It's a forbidden name. Ah, interesting. Oh. Oops. Mechanical God Mech. Not a god. Yeah. I think I think the 12 gods. None of them are playable or something. My best uncle. Welcome back, Brian. Welcome back. When that we just finished, like the kind of like the breakdown and stuff. And now we're kind of just talking about stuff. Now we're talking about Rebellion. We're talking about lore and stuff. Yeah, if you wanna know about anything we missed, just feel free to just rewind back. So, chat about lore now. Yeah. I want you to lay on my side and just yeah, just looking at your chat. That's fine. Honestly, not feeling too bad. Also, it's 2 hours now. Yeah, 2 hours now. The stream. Well, yeah. I'm gonna stop when that no one have anything to talk anymore. I'll stop. Oh, I'm gonna change the music. So, Aisha, magical bubble. There's basically the next upgraded Nero after Becca's the group. I hope I defeat Nero H in the Vatican. Oh, I see. Man, I don't know. Vatican what's it called? Vatican I don't know. I really wish that was a Nero H their trophy, or they at least buff Nero H, because I don't know. Also, have anyone tried Nero H and Nero Rex together? That 2v2? I think that'd be pretty fun. We can oh, my throat is freaking dying. Nero H is very true. Nero lost his tentacles, so now he's using his hand to grab Rex melee. Oh yeah, what's with the Nero? Yeah, what's with the Nero H's tentacles? That's bad. Like that looks like he has like a strand of hair, just kind of like wiggling around. Kind of funny. I love what's it called? I love Magical Bubble so much. The music is so good. Really? I thought there was something behind it. On. Finally some art still. Great art. I think it's so detailed. If you look at her shoulder, right? Her shoulder, like her shoulder, that little tattoo thing, or that little word thing, that actually, I think that stands for rabbit. So very, very cool. And the cool thing is, it's just awesome. Yeah, awesome. Awesome. Really wish they bring more skins on. And if you look at their shoes, right? Her shoes too are like a rabbit style. She's pretty good. Also, the background is also good as well. And I like her hairstyle as well. It's like two circles. Yeah. Grammar. I was still kind of skinner. Yeah. Oh. Also, if you look at her bottom area, right? In the Anderson lonely. Wait, is she lonely? I thought I thought she's older. Yeah, so if you look at yeah, for example, so if you look at Iron Saga official in on Bilibili, right? If you look at their, because you know on NC they usually censor that anything that might be inappropriate. So they cleverly kind of covered it with a little with this thing, which is pretty cool. So also there's a bunny on down the side. So, oh, I see. Oh, is she actually short? Actually, yeah, she's kind of short. Yeah, she's pretty small. Yeah, just yeah, it's pretty cool that they had they had to censor it, or quote unquote censor it on the yeah. But the other one though, I think it's Teresa or Trista. Yeah, Trista. Trista is it's a different there's a different artist between all the other ones, I think. Because yeah, this artist is not the I actually couldn't zoom in on this one. Yeah, I couldn't zoom in on this one because yeah, couldn't zoom in this one because it's too big or something. Also, what's with all the Empire people getting the thing? Yeah, I went for last year or more than for asking. Yeah, you got this. Yeah. Tsukasa. Oh. Okay, this is so well made as well. I thought she was wearing clothes, but I thought she was wearing a lot of clothes, but turns out, it's not. Turns out she's not. When you first glimpse at it. Yeah, yeah, I think, yeah, that'd be cool if Jamie had the battle pass, but in NC, right, that they came in the middle of the month as well, so probably couldn't fit in their schedule or something. So yeah. I still might get another Return in the future. I mean, it's hard to tell. I guess if the lore says so, maybe, but I don't know. It's hard for me to believe that, they care about free-to-play this much. Oh. Yeah, then maybe. Yeah, we'll see. I don't know how that when we zoom in down the skin, that I zoom in here and not, and not like, I don't know. I wish I have portrait mode. I can't exit out anymore. The skin had locked me in. Yeah, if you zoomed out that lot, right, you can see like the background. The background is also really well maintained. Yeah, they need to close it. Yeah, we need to close the thing. If not, they always just them like, oh, Zema's you came with developer, right? Because you don't have one Masago, right? Oh god. Protocol to Zenbasago. Yeah, I came a long way. And also, yeah, the Ant skin is so good. Ant skin. This is gonna really amazing as well. What's that one muscle for each version? Oh my god. I doubt that honestly doubt that well, I guess knowing GD's behavior, I don't know if they don't care that much for free to play. To be brutally honest, cause yeah. Hopefully, yeah, hopefully. That would be pretty cool, yeah. That'd really be awesome. So. It hasn't just conversation with power. Oh, the bunny is here actually. Yeah, the bunny is here. Hold on. I need to exit. I can't exit. It's locking me in the skin. Help! Let me restart the game. There you go. Yeah, I wish that I wish they had more skins. Yeah, like more skins. Bunny, yeah, bunny skin. Awesome. Well, oh yeah, there's some new events right now. They forgot to showcase it. Whatever, it's fine. Alright, let's You've been trapped. Huh? What happened? Oh, I see. Oh my god, it just shoots! Wow, that's good. Wait, hold on. That's his A. Wait, hold on. That's his A. Yeah, that's his A. That's so dumb. That looks pretty cool, but kind of slow compared to Roberto and JM. Okay, so I'm probably gonna do a video on. Okay, so his chassis works on him. So like. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Hold on. Wait. What do we have? Okay, so BB and then AAAB. Oh my god. AAAB. Oh my god. AAAB. No, that's and it's dead. Wait, hold on. Including. Oh my god. That's so broken. Oh my god. What the heck? Yeah, cause it's A. Yeah, cause it's A. Just what? Wait, no. Oh, the other pressing B is that. So. Holy crap, that the thing is that hold on. Okay, so now I'm auto targeting. So if I just press B, that would just go. Yeah, that would just go on to. Oh my god. Oh my god. That's so cool. Okay, I'm probably gonna make a video about this. Yeah, just showcasing. It's so cool, actually. Another reason why you should at least get one copy, I guess, because it's beautiful. Like, oh my god. That's beauty. What the heck? I don't think I even use all the moves that has right now. So, alright, yeah. That was awesome. Yeah, thanks Seth for telling me. Probably gonna, yeah, honestly, I'm probably just gonna like cut this scene and just show it. Cause holy crap, yeah, that was good. Also, my VTuber model is like still now, even though I'm laying down on the bed. Because the camera couldn't capture my face, so. Alright. Yeah, I'm probably gonna end the stream soon. I don't want it to be way too long, so. Alright, well, thank you all so much for coming. 16 likes too, so if I was at this, but, next year, I'll be Guan Yi. That's true, yeah. But yeah, thank you all so much for coming. Happy bunny. Yeah. Thank you. Let me, yeah, goodbye. Oh, and, I'm gonna just put, just in case if you're, I'm gonna put a link to my, Just As Magenta guide, and I can, do the things. Oh god, I lost, like, 4 subs today. Yeah, goodbye.